Did you ever give me a hand job?
I'm sure I did.
Why would you?
Why would I not?
Is that my ex? Shit, your ex is here.
Hi everyone, this is your host Sophie and Elani. Welcome to episode 7, 8. Holy shit, 8. Yeah, wow. So today we have a really interesting episode. Do you want to kind of introduce it?
Sure. So today we're going to be interviewing you and your former live-in ex,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to be discussing long-term relationships and be a little bit more serious than our last episode.
So
Remind me what
gonna...
his name is again.
So his name is Arnoldo, but like his
Okay.
English version of his name is Arnold. So now you okay. Anyway, so which I hate his name. When we started, I think on our first date I was like, so what's your middle name? Because I was like, maybe I'll just call him by his middle name, and he was like Francisco, and I was like, oh my god, that's no better, like that's just as ugly. So
Sophie. Oh my god.
I called him like babe throughout our whole relationship. Like I don't think I've ever said his name to his face.
Fernando's kind of fun.
No, Francisco.
No, just me. Okay.
Francisco, not Fernando. That's two different names.
Oh.
Anyway, so today I guess we're gonna like cover like cohabitating. Elani and I have both lived with like a partner in the past. But before we kind of get into that, we can do a quick highlights of our week and top news this week. I don't really have anything to share personally. Nothing's really happened to me.
Nothing's happened to you other than recovering from strep, right?
Yeah, I did have strep. That's right. I had strep. We actually haven't recorded in like 2 weeks because Kenny's was 2 weeks ago. So
yeah, I was so worried about you. I was like, this bitch has corona. She's gonna die.
I knew it wasn't.
But then it was just strep.
Yeah, it was just strep. And I'm fine.
I'm gonna have to find a new podcast partner. I don't know what I'm gonna wear to her funeral, or if I'm even gonna be able to go.
Dude, I was not gonna die.
I had all kinds of thoughts.
No,
I know, but I was scared. I was like, we're gonna lose a brown woman of the community.
Oh my god, you're so dramatic. You're so dramatic. I can't. I was fine, but there is something that is an issue in my life that I'm more worried about than my health and like strep and stuff. It is related to my health, and it is that I saw this article that said the world is running out of condoms. Yeah, I know.
Yes.
So, what the fuck?
I mean, I hope you have like your birth control set up.
Dude, I'm not on birth control. So here's the thing. Like, I'll say right now, I know, and so because. Whatever, I don't want to talk about it, but right now I do like, okay, see, I'm a big fan of condoms. I've been a big fan of condoms pretty much my entire life. I don't mind them.
Your entire life.
Yes, since I started hoeing at 3. No, that's just a joke. That's a joke. Since I was 15, I've been a fan of condoms. And because, as a good, responsible hoe, like, I don't want to get pregnant. I don't want to catch anything. So, like, I've always been a big fan of condoms. So if they run out, I literally don't know what I'm going to do. Like, even on birth control, I'm going to be scared about like catching something. And I mean, right now I do have a steady income, like, a source of dick. I have a steady source of dick. So maybe I'll be okay just on birth control. I don't know. I'm scared. I don't know. This is crazy.
Something had to give at some point.
Do you have nothing? Like, are you not worried?
I mean, like, I don't have, like,
You don't, do you not use condoms?
Really, no, I'm saying I don't have a steady source of dick, so it's not like.
That's what I'm saying. That's worse, because then when you're a hoe, you need condoms.
I have a box, dude. I just don't, like, what, my opportunities are, like, not even existent at this point. Hold on, I'm getting my box so I can show you. But I don't even think I've opened it. Ooh.
I keep mine in a cookie tin, like a good Latina, like an empty cookie tin.
I didn't know that was part of being a good Latina. The fuck?
Well, we put a lot of stuff in empty cookie tins, like sewing,
Okay.
like stuff like that, and so I use it for condoms.
Gotcha.
It's just fun whenever I bring it out for a new guy. They're like, "What the fuck?"
It's like, oh yeah, babe, let me go get the cookies.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're like, "Well, I
And you
guess we're gonna
got, like-
snack right now."
oh yeah, like I have a box. I'm okay.
I haven't been in a monogamous relationship since Arnold and I in 2015. 5 years I've not been in a monogamous relationship, really. So I don't know what that's like to be able to not use condoms with a partner, which is fine because I don't mind them. But now, if the world runs out, I'm fucked.
I really doubt that we will. I wonder. I think it was more like a sensational article. Like I won't say clickbait because it's a possibility, but I don't know. Until that actually happens, I don't think we have anything to worry about.
Sure hope so.
But I would stock up now.
Yeah, I'll go buy some. My cookie tin of condoms is mostly Magnums, and that makes for really awkward situations when guys come over and they like
Can
there's
they
no,
not? Like,
sometimes
fit the condom?
I mean sometimes no, like not everyone can wear a Magnum, that's fine, but like they're like I can't use these, that's awkward. Can't help it, I'm a size
Wow.
all right, so our guest.
Yeah. So when did you guys, like, how long were you guys together?
We started talking like right like in December of 2013, and then we like casually dated for a couple months. He met my mom, he met my sister, he met my friends. We would drive to work together, like we would carpool and stuff. So it was like a thing that people knew that we were like dating. But then one day, I want to say in like April maybe, we had this conversation and he told me he didn't want like a relationship. He's like, I'm not looking for that right now. And I was like, what the fuck? We've literally been in a relationship, just we hadn't labeled it, like we've literally been dating this whole time. So that really bugged me. And I was like, no, I'm not fucking doing this. So I ended things. I was like, this is not fair for me. And then he reached out to me one day and like wanted to talk. And he was like, yeah, I do want to date you. Like I've missed you, blah, blah, blah. And then we started like officially dating in like probably May or June.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were together until May of 2015. So like a year. We moved in together in July. So we moved in together like pretty soon into officially being boyfriend girlfriend, but we had known each other and dated for about 6 months.
Mm-hmm. I've been in a relationship where I jumped in too soon. I think it was like he asked me out like November, and then I moved in with him the next 2 months. I think 2 months later. Like it seems like a good idea at the time, and then like pretty shortly afterwards you realize maybe
I don't know this person that well.
Yeah, and maybe I don't like them enough to like be around them all the time.
So when I moved in, I was supposed to move to my own apartment 2 weeks later. Like it was like first it was a 2-week thing. It was like while I transitioned to a new apartment because my mom was moving to the US. So I moved out of my mom's and I was supposed to be at his house for 2 weeks. And then once I was there, it started falling apart with my apartment, that whole thing. And I was supposed to move to the US in November, which is like 5 months later or something, I think. And he was like, why don't you just stay here for the 5 months and living with me? And I was like, well, it's kind of a lot because we would be really living together for like 5 months. But we were getting along fine in those 2 weeks. And he was like, I know you're going to leave. We're going to have to break up pretty much. But like, I want to enjoy these 5 months with you like as much as I can. So I was like, okay, and I was 20 at the time. And I was like, okay. So I was supposed to be staying there for 5 months, but then I got a promotion at my job and I became a manager and was making like pretty good money and was like, I don't want to leave now. I like my job. So I ended up staying. So then we were like officially really just living together indefinitely until, we reached a point where it was a really toxic relationship. I don't know how much he knows about this, but I do consider it to have been like an emotionally abusive relationship. I think we were both really toxic. I'm not going to put the entire blame on him. Like I was very toxic as well.
Were you, what's the word? Were you the reactive toxic person? Like, were you the one that was like, he was kind of starting to do stuff, so it causes you to do toxic things as well. Because I
Yeah.
think there's a difference. Like it's one thing, like if you were like the main antagonizer, but if you were just kind of like doing your best to put up with someone else's bullshit and it created you acting out in a negative way, then that's kind of different. I don't know if I would necessarily label that as toxic.
I mean, I
But
will say,
I hear what you're saying. I just like I've been there, so it's
yeah, I'm not gonna like absolve myself of blame completely, like of the things that I did do
Mhm.
and the ways that I acted. I will say neither of us ever put hands on each other or anything like that. But it was I'm a very not toxic person usually in relationships. Like I'm a very like whatever, and he brought this side of me that I didn't even know was in me. And it wasn't even like I was not the toxic when I say for myself. It wasn't like I was like jealous or controlling or anything. It was more so just like I didn't know what to do without him. Like I needed him is what I felt like. And there was a few times where like there was one time I packed my bags and he got home. I packed my bags during the day when he was gone. And I started texting all my friends and even like family that I had in Costa Rica, and like nobody could oh yeah, this was in Costa Rica. I feel like I didn't say that. But nobody could take me in. They're like, I'm sorry, I don't have space for like someone to live in my house right now. So I had my whole bags packed and like didn't have anywhere to go. And he got home and he was like, why the fuck are your bags packed? And so he found like he noticed I was trying to leave him, and he's like, what the fuck? And it was really bad because I didn't have anywhere else to go. And there was one time he packed my bags for me in front of me. He just started throwing all my shit from my closet into my bags, and I was like, but I wasn't for sure the best version of myself. Like I'm ashamed of a lot of the ways that I acted as well, but it was just overall like a very toxic.
yeah. I mean, I empathize. I've been there. It's not fun.
No.
So okay, I've got the rundown and the skinny about how you guys met and how long you guys were together. Should we go ahead and move forward with the interview?
Yeah, we can go ahead and get into it.
Okay, so how did you guys meet?
We worked together. We worked at Amazon together, and we worked on the same floor. I was a supervisor at the time, so I had this big corner desk, and he would just walk around the floor, and I thought he was so cute. He had green eyes, so we're like, oh, he has nice eyes or whatever. Like he would just come by my desk sometimes and be like, what's up? And that's kind of how we met, just like chatting at work and stuff.
Work buddies.
Yeah, my work
Interesting. Your work husband. Okay. Okay, so what's your favorite thing about them?
My favorite thing about him, he has a nice voice and he plays instruments. So I think one of my favorite things about him was like hearing him talk and sing and play guitar and play drums. Like just, I don't know.
Oh, so he's talented.
He's talented.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Like would he ever sing for you? Like did he have a
Yeah.
song that he made?
When we
for
started
you?
dating casually before we started dating, like one of the things that got me is like my favorite song is Michelle by the Beatles, and he like learned it for me on guitar and he would play it for me, and yeah, that
Oh,
it was cute.
that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. But what was his worst habit?
Okay, so he had or has, I don't know, I haven't seen him in 5 years, but he had really bad like anger issues, and he's one of those people who whenever he gets angry at someone, instead of talking it out, he just like needs space, and I'm not like that. I like to talk things out so then we can just move on from it. But I think his worst habit was when he would get mad at me, he would just go to his friend's house, or his neighbors, like his neighbors were his friends. He'd go to his neighbor's house and just like drink and smoke and play video games and stuff, and I'm like, that's not healthy.
And not come home?
I mean, he'd come home, yeah, he'd come home, but like because there were a neighbor, it was like next door, you know. But I feel like that's a really bad habit to like avoid having avoid a situation. You just go like smoke and drink with your friends. Like that's not gonna help at all. Then you're just gonna be angry after you drink. Like, you know what I mean? Like that is like,
yeah, it's not effective communicating.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of childish.
I mean, he was 22 at the time, but
it's so weird how people just, I don't know. I think we should let people live with their parents a little bit longer till they're like 25, to be honest. But that's just my opinion. Anyways, so what was your favorite and least favorite part about living together?
my So I'll start with my least favorite to end on a positive note. My least favorite was that we didn't have Wi-Fi, we didn't have a TV, we didn't have a microwave.
Ugh.
Yes, because that's how he lived. Because
Ooh.
the waves or some, I don't know. I never got
The
it.
waves.
I don't know. Don't look at me.
Ooh, I'm not looking at you. I'm just thinking to myself.
Yeah,
Waves.
I know. I'm like, I don't
The
fucking know.
waves.
I moved in and I was like, I've never lived like this. So no microwave. I mean, I had to pan heat, everything. No Wi-Fi meant that I had to, when I worked from home with my laptop, I had to like sit in a specific spot where I could connect to the cable that came from the wall to like connect to the internet. And then it meant no Netflix on my, like we had a like a TV, but it was DVD players because we didn't have Wi-Fi, so we couldn't use like Netflix or any fucking thing. So I had nothing to do. And that's another thing is like when he would go to his friends to smoke and all that, like I didn't have friends to do that with. I was just stuck at home. I couldn't even watch TV or like really use the like I was just stuck at home alone, like with the cats. Like it drove me insane. Yeah, that was my least favorite thing about living with him. My favorite thing was that he would cook for/with me.
Mm-hmm.
So living with him was cool because I learned a lot of stuff about, like I didn't know how to cut a pineapple before we moved in together. He taught me that. Like he taught me a lot of stuff in the kitchen. So we together learned a lot about like cooking, and he would cook for me sometimes. And I'll say like, I'll give him a lot of credit for helping me when I had food allergies and I needed to cook from scratch everything. Like he helped me a lot and was really patient with me with that. And like sometimes I remember one time I would wake up at like 4 a.m. to go to work for something, and like he will have cooked for me the night before. He stayed up later than me and he will like leave me packed lunch and stuff like that.
Oh,
So
that's sweet.
yeah, I'll give him credit for helping me with that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I still so like that interview that Soldier Boy did with the Breakfast Club, and like they said something and he was like, what? That's how I felt with the microwave. I was like, the waves?
Yeah.
The waves. Oh my God, girl, no.
So
Honestly, this is reminding me of my living situation at 20 with my ex. Like we had a microwave, but we had no internet. And what else were we missing? Oh my God. I think at one point the electricity got cut off.
oh my God. Like if one of you wants Wi-Fi and the other one doesn't, that's kind of a big deal, I feel like.
How can you not want Wi-Fi? Like
Because the waves.
The waves.
Listen, you can ask him. I don't know. Oh, speaking of waves, another favorite thing about living with him is the beach was nearby, like an hour away, like an hour, not super close, but like, and we would go, when I first moved in, we would go to the beach like every other weekend or something pretty often and just spend the day. And he surfs, so he would teach me how to surf. But the waves of the Wi-Fi and the microwave, he did not fuck with. It's some conspiracy. I don't know. You can.
So he only fucks with certain waves.
Yes.
Right?
Well, he would like you then for your. Never mind. The splashing. The.
Go away. Okay, so speaking of which, how was the sex?
I didn't know that was next.
I did.
Okay, the sex was good. I think it's like it was so long ago. But neither of us had dabbed into too much like non-vanilla stuff. So I think we explored like it was the first person I like used handcuffs with and like ties and like we tried like new things that I hadn't done before. It was still pretty vanilla, but it was like we definitely did some cool stuff.
Baby kinks.
Yeah. So we kept it interesting. I'd say the sex was really good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, never mind, because I know you don't like to rate it.
No, I'm not rating it. No.
What if we did like a grade system, like a letter grade system? Would that help? No.
I think the sex would get an A. Not an A plus, but an A. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, why not?
I don't know what the difference between a letter grade and a number is.
I know, I don't
whatever.
know. Whatever.
Okay, so were you really in love?
Was I really in love? I don't know the answer to that. Maybe not. I thought I was. I'll say that.
It was a nice illusion.
Yeah.
Okay, so how long did it take you to get over them when you guys eventually broke up?
I was over my feelings for him. I was over him. We broke up 5 weeks before I moved out.
Ooh.
Yes. And And in those 5 weeks, and he doesn't know this, and he's gonna watch this, and that's gonna be really awkward. I'm really sorry, but I was over him already before I even moved
Keep
out.
quarantine interesting.
Yeah. So the day at the airport when we said goodbye, he was like crying, and I wasn't, because I was already over him. Because I was so damaged from the relationship, and it ended so badly that my feelings shut off for him. So for those 5 weeks I still lived there. It was bad, but even when it was good, I was not in love with him anymore. So I was over him like before we even like moved out from each other, but I was not over the relationship. Like I wasn't moved on past it for a while, for a couple of years. That took a long time.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I think like with my very first live-in boyfriend, I was over him pretty darn quick. Like yeah, I think before I moved out, I had already met someone. It was on accident. It wasn't like I was planning on it.
I didn't date at all for months after. Like I would reject it. I didn't even kiss anybody for like 5 months after.
Very off-brand for you.
Yeah, like I literally like didn't even kiss anybody for months and months and months, because I was just like finding myself, and became very finally happy and confident with myself. And just so I like was moved on from him but I couldn't move on to a new relationship yet, and I knew it. So
That's fair.
yeah.
Okay, so did you feel like you moved in together too early?
I'll say I don't think I've seen people that move in together within fucking weeks or months of knowing each other, and it works out, and they're together for years and years and years. So like it's different for everybody. So in a way, no, because some people can make it work for sure. But for me and him, yes, it was too soon. Absolutely.
Gotcha. I don't know. It's hard to gauge these things
Yeah, everyone's different.
until it's over. Okay, so do you think you would have lasted longer or still be together if you haven't moved in together so soon?
Maybe we would have lasted longer. We wouldn't still be together, because at the end of the day, even if we hadn't moved in together as soon, like everything that started happening would have happened anyway. You know what I mean? Like, so we wouldn't still be together, but we would have probably lasted longer, I think.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Okay. So back then, although I feel like based on the answers you've given me, I already know the answer to this one. But back then, could you see yourself marrying them?
I think what's interesting is that we lived together for 10 months, and I don't remember it coming up. Whereas like again with the last guy that I was in love with, like literally we talked about marrying each other like probably a week or two after meeting. Like, so that's what I'm saying, it's different for everybody. I don't think him and I ever even talked about it.
Okay. Would you ever get back together with him?
No. I still love him as a person. Like I'm always going to be here for him. I still care about him deeply. I want the best for him. But no, we are just not compatible.
Damn, you answered that hella quick. But at least you know.
Yeah.
At least there's no doubt. If he rolled up on your porch during quarantine, we know that there would be none of your condoms would be getting used out of that cookie jar.
Probably, but that's a different question than would you get back together with him? What I'm just saying that's a different question. I'm just saying it's a different question.
Okay. I misinterpreted. My bad. Well, all right then. I think we're ready for why did I want to call him football head? Arnold. Let us bring in Arnold. I learned so much about what the fuck you were doing at 20, which apparently is not a lot.
Not
You
a lot
were
at all.
Avoiding waves with your cats. And Arnold.
Yeah. Also, one thing before I'll mention, I had good feedback from some listeners on the last episode about how I put up Kenny's videos with me, and they said it made it look more real. Like they were like, oh, these people really did date or whatever, you know. So I might put up like a couple of pictures of us from before, I guess, to make it look more real. So I'll probably do that in the cut now.
Do
before
people
he comes-
really not think that we don't date these? Like,
I don't know, I guess, but if it's gonna make
these are
people-
paid actors.
Yeah, these are crisis actors.
crisis
They're just
actors.
white people we just hired off Craigslist.
Seems to be working. They'll do it for very little pay.
I
Just for the
mean-
sound of somebody squirting, they'll do it.
Okay, that's let's get him in here.
Ugh, I knew that would do it. Knew it.
Okay, I'll text him.
Okay. Should I have like background music while we wait for him? What's the Hey
Why?
Arnold theme song? I don't know. Straight face, Sophie. Hello.
Sorry. I can't do
Hey
Oh.
Arnold.
Wait, this is the best
Hello.
part. Arnold.
Look at this.
Oh wow.
Oh my god, that's new.
I'm dead.
This is amazing.
I dig it.
Wow, cool.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Cool. Thanks for inviting.
No problem. Okay, so did she give you the rundown on like what we're gonna talk about?
Not really.
So basically, Elani's gonna interview you
Mm.
and ask you the same questions she already asked me, and then we can just discuss our answers because I'm sure we're gonna have different answers for some stuff. And then she can be the moderator to make sure we don't beat each other's ass. Although it's through a screen, so I don't think that's gonna happen.
There won't be any violence, Arnold. No one's getting beat up. If I can help it.
Look at his face. Okay. Go ahead. And I can't speak while she's interviewing you. I can't interrupt. So you get to say your piece,
Yeah.
and I can't say anything about it. So go ahead.
Yep, it is a Sophie free zone for just a minute. Let's all enjoy it. I saw that. Anyways, okay. So Arnold, nice to meet you. I guess my very first question.
Wait, you
for
have to pause. You have to pause because
Aw,
Oh, is that
Hi.
Moti?
no, this
this
is
is so cute.
Simba.
Simba?
So-
Okay.
He helped Simba one time that Simba had surgery and needed to be Simba.
It's not interested in behaving.
So they know each other pretty well. Simba.
Alrighty, so Arnold, or how would you like me to address you?
Arnold's fine.
Arnold's fine. Okay, cool. So how did you and Sophie meet?
Work, I think. Like we
Mhm.
used to work in Amazon. We met like in training actually. Like I think like she was in like the morning shift,
Mm-hmm.
and that I was like on the night shift, and I used to see her come out of the training room, and that was like the first time I saw her. What why are you nodding? You don't remember?
It's okay. It's Sophie free. Just don't. We'll talk to Sophie later.
Okay.
But yeah, okay. So you met her at work, and like, did she stand out to you in a certain way, or?
I mean, yeah, like of course she caught my attention, and you know, not just one way, but more than one way. Damn. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. Cool beans. Alrighty. So what's your favorite thing about Sophie?
I guess like she has like this cute way of like like being herself, like, you know, like I'm not gonna say she's childish, but she like has like this childish cute way of like I don't know, it's just her personality, I guess.
Okay, that's sweet. Like, all right, we'll go with that. What was Sophie's worst habit?
Shit.
You're not giving me a lot to work with, Arnold.
I know. It's just that I don't really remember, like, barely. Her worst habit. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Next.
Okay. Alrighty. So Sophie told me that you guys lived together for about 10 months. So what was your favorite and least favorite part about living together?
Well, my favorite part about living together is that it was like the first time I used to live with, or I did live with someone. Like, that was like my favorite part. And we were playing, like, well, we were kids, and we were just playing and pretending to be grown ups, I guess. Then shit, the least favorite part was her diet. Damn, like, oh my god, like, I couldn't. It's not like I couldn't eat anything, but I like had to adapt to her diet a lot. So I think that she can eat anything now, but she decided to be a vegetarian. So
Gotcha. All right. So on to the next question. How was the sex?
it was like very vanilla sex, to be honest. Like, we didn't really did anything kind of like, we didn't use any like toys or anything. It was just, it's the same every day. Or I'm not sure
Oh,
if
every
every day, but
day.
well, I'm not sure if every day, but every time used to be the same. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. It was good vanilla sex. Um,
Was it
but like
like
I said,
French vanilla, or was it just like regular like vanilla? It's a joke. You don't have to answer that.
okay.
I'm just kidding. Okay, so were you really in love with Sophie when y'all were together?
Yeah, it
Hmm,
was.
that's so sweet. Oh my gosh. Okay, so how long did it take you to get over Sophie after you guys broke up?
Shit. Um, Quite some time, to be
Hmm.
honest. I wouldn't say like I was actually, well, yeah, I was in love with her, but I kind of got used to the relationship,
Hmm.
and like the routine of, like, waking up next to someone, and making breakfast, take turns to cook or whatever, and like that was fun, and that was like the most difficult part. Like, not Sophie, that's just like the relationship.
Hmm.
I'm just kidding, but
Oh,
yeah.
okay, that's fair. Okay, so do you feel like you moved in together too early?
No.
No. Hmm. Do you think you would have lasted longer if you guys hadn't moved in together so soon? Although it sounds like you don't think you did move in together so soon, so I don't know.
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I actually don't think so. Actually, I think that moving in together actually made us last longer, I guess, because like if we wouldn't have moved in together, like probably should have gone to the United States earlier, or maybe, to her mom and sister. So I think that like us moving in together um gave her the possibility to stay in Costa Rica for at least, like a few more months or less than a year.
Gotcha.
I don't remember like details.
Yeah, that's fair. It was like what, 5 years ago? So okay. Well back then, do you think could you see yourself marrying Sophie?
Hell no. Like, no way.
Well, hot damn. Okay. All right. So I feel like, hey, ma'am. Oh, maybe she's talking to the cats. I don't know. Would you ever get back together with her?
No, I would not.
Mhm. Do you want to like elaborate on why, or?
I guess I'm a very jealous person.
Mhm.
Um, and I think that Sophie is the kind of girl that is like the opposite of that.
Hmm.
And I would drive her crazy, like, to be honest. So I I don't think that that's a possibility. Like, we're like two completely different people. Um, so yeah.
Oh, well, at least you know that. Do you have any regrets about the relationship at all, or would you do it all over the same way again?
I do. I think I'm not gonna say that I'm mature right now, but at that time I used to be very immature, and I did a lot of things that I regret doing, like um, probably mistreating her in a way,
Hmm.
not like physically, but um, just like immature stuff. It was like the first serious relationship,
Hmm.
um, so I probably didn't know how to handle or how to deal with certain things. So um yeah, definitely. I mean, I remember there were times that we used to, just not talk to each other for days, even though we lived together.
Hmm. Yeah, that's rough. Well, okay, that's like all the serious questions. I guess like on a lighter note, are you surprised that she does comedy now, or was she always kind of like a funny girl when you guys were living together and hanging out?
I mean, I remember we used to have a lot of fun when we were together. She's always been like a funny girl to me.
Hmm.
She always used to make me laugh, especially when she farted every day.
Oh my
So I was like, like, she's like a fart bomb.
I'm dead.
We're gonna talk about
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, I mean, I don't I wasn't expecting. I remember there was like a friend that told me like, hey, did you hear like Sophie's doing stand up? And I'm like, get out of here. So um yeah, so I looked her up and found some of her videos, and yeah, I was surprised. I mean, I love her bits. She's funny.
That she is. Okay,
Yeah.
that concludes the Sophie free part of the interview. And now, Sophie, you can talk and interject now.
I have a few things to say.
Well, I mean,
As always. Um, I think I also said our sex is vanilla, but I think it was good. And I think we didn't use like crazy toys, but we like used handcuffs and you made this contraption thing with the bed where you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I
Like we
remember
did,
that.
it wasn't like we literally just like laid there and had like it was I feel like we kept it fun.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it was the same every time. Towards the end, we switched it up more. Am I
is that
making this up?
your
Like,
is that your main grievance, Sophie?
no, but I was just like, wait, we did. I don't feel like whatever. Okay, I guess we're gonna agree to disagree on that.
Sophie, did I ever not want to sleep with you?
Yeah. Um, no, I mean no, but like when I first moved in, like a week into me moving in, you were like, we can't be having sex this much
I
because
did
yeah,
say that.
because I would like wake up in the middle of the night and be like, hey, let's fuck. And then in the morning before you went to work, I wanted to have sex. And so you were like, I can't, I'm not getting enough sleep. Like,
Oh, shit.
so, so even back then, you never saw yourself marrying me.
I actually never thought about it.
That's what I
Um,
said too. We never talked about it.
yeah,
We
yeah,
never
yeah,
talked about it.
I mean, sometimes when you know, right? Like if
yep.
that's not the right person for you, you just know.
I don't think I thought it wasn't the right person for me. I just never looked far enough in the future. You know what I mean? Like, I think I was just living in the moment with him. Like, it was just like we were just enjoying the relationship. We weren't like planning ahead. And
Gotcha.
maybe that was a sign that it wasn't the right person, but I did in the moment. I don't know. I just was enjoying it in the moment, I guess.
Gotcha.
But I remember the first time we spent the night, and
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I woke up with my lips all swollen. Do you remember that?
Yep.
Why
I
were your
still don't
lips
know what
swollen?
happened. I don't fucking know what happened, but like I woke up and my lips were like 3 times as big as they normally are. And you were like, what the fuck happened to your lips? I'm like, I have no fucking idea. And I go to my mom because I lived with my mom, and I'm like, Mom, what happened to my lips? She's like, are you allergic to condoms? And I'm like, we didn't fuck. Like there was no condoms involved. And she's like, I don't know. And I still don't know what it was until today. So that's really weird. And I remember
Oh,
something that is the first time we went out with friends and you got arrested.
oh shit, yeah.
And that should have been a red flag that should have been like the red flag for me. Like,
Hey,
and my friend
Arnold
tried
got
to tell me,
arrested?
yes,
Yeah.
and we don't need to get into details, but he did. Like, we're at a bar and I go to the bathroom, I go to pee, and I come back and I'm like, where is he? My friends are like, he got arrested. And I was like, what the fuck? And he was my ride there, so I was like, I can't leave. It was really weird. He got let go the same night, like an hour later. But yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, I literally walked from the police station back to the bar. Like, hey guys, I'm back.
That should have been a red flag.
I'm so dead.
Yeah.
So you guys both talked about how you felt like the relationship, like Arnold, you talked about how you could have been better, and Sophie, you talked about how it was a little, like y'all's relationship was a bit toxic. Do you want to like delve into like why that was?
I mean, I already talked about it a lot. I don't know if you have anything to say about it.
Are you talking to me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, like I mean, like I said, I'm a very jealous person, and I think that Sophie's like personality was like not good for me in a way. Um, so I used to like be jealous of any friend that she'll have. She used to have a lot of guy friends, and like I used to hate that. Like I wouldn't mind some of their friends, but like some other friends, like it was like obvious that they would hit on her or something, like, and she was fine with that. Like she wouldn't like hit on them back because she was always very respectful with our relationship. But I mean, I used to hate that, so I would I would just throw in her face every time about whatever guy, or I used to you know um think that either she was cheating on me for some reason, and like I used to just have a lot of shit in my head. It was very toxic. Yeah. But you grow up, you learn, and I guess that's I think that my relationship with Sophie um made me a more mature person, I would say. It was like a relationship boot camp kind of way, kind of thing.
Oh Lord. So like if you were with a new if you were with a new girlfriend right now, would you treat her better? Like would you know like how to act now and how not to act?
Yeah, like I actually do have a girlfriend right now.
Ooh,
Yeah.
do tell.
Yeah, I'm very much in love with her. And
Oh,
I, I
that's so
am
sweet.
trying to make things different.
Hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Do y'all live together?
We don't.
Okay. Is it like a goal that you're working towards?
Yeah, for sure. Like,
Hmm.
I mean, I look forward to maybe moving in with her September, maybe October.
Hmm. How'd you guys meet?
Uh, we met in like Las Cabañas is where I live, like the ¿cómo se dice residencial, Sofía?
Sophia.
Sophie, I'm sorry.
What
Like a
the-
gated community. It's a gated community is where we met.
Oh, okay. And you know now like how to treat her. Like you wouldn't do things to her that you did to Sophie, right?
Oh no, definitely not.
And then what about you, Sophie? Are you seeing anyone right now?
Don't ask me that on camera.
So that's a no.
I'm cutting that out. Thank you.
Well, you always cut out everything. But no, like what I mean, like if you get in a relationship with somebody now, Sophie, like do you know, like how to treat them, or like is there something in the relationship that you did with Arnold that you would not do with them?
Date someone like him.
Oh shit.
I mean, I think because I think that someone like him brings out a really bad part of me with the jealousy part, and
Yeah, because I mean,
I
you're
don't date people who are
you're very carefree, like, and I relate to that, like, because neither of us are very jealous people.
no.
Like, oh
I
man,
mean, I'll also say I have a whole joke on stand-up that's based on our relationship, which
Didn't
is one
get
of our.
that. I didn't get that joke.
What do you mean, the hand job one?
Yeah, like I didn't get it.
What do
wait,
you
what
mean?
joke?
Have you seen my joke about hand jobs?
I think I probably have, but I don't remember it off the top of my head.
Did you ever give me a hand job?
I'm sure I did.
Why would you?
Why would I not?
Do you remember Margarito? Like we used to have a
Yes,
dog. Like we used to have like
a gay dog.
like a gay dog. Like we used to
No, but
have
they
so
would run
cute.
train on each other. They would have threesomes, and it was like, right? It was like Margarito would fuck Biggie, and then Biggie would try to fuck Kala.
right.
They would like run train on each other. It was like a, what's that movie with the people? The Human Centipede. It was like a dog Human Centipede. Because
I've
they would be
never
like
watched
sniffing
that
each other's
movie.
butt. You never seen? Oh, never. Then never.
Don't watch it, Arnold.
Yeah, don't watch
Please.
him.
I'm not gonna. I wasn't gonna.
Bad. Not
I was
good.
not gonna.
I didn't like it.
Why do I have like an idea like the human centipede is when like they like um stand like in a line like you know and like they'll shit into each other's mouth in a circle.
So have you seen it?
Is that it?
What kind of
Yes.
porn are you watching?
I don't know where I heard that from, but
So
I don't want to watch.
it's like the girls are on all fours, and like the
Oh.
girl in the back, like her mouth is sewed to the other girl's butthole, and then
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm right. I'm
sort
yeah.
of, yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind of movie you like.
Well,
She does like
That's
eating ass.
that's the kind of stuff that you like to
Elani.
watch.
What? You do like eating ass.
I know he would never let me touch his ass. Are you now? And are you a changed man now? Have you finally discovered that that's something guys enjoy, or are you still
Well,
homophobic?
nah, like definitely not.
Why
It's
we
like-
could never get back together?
It's not a gay thing. And even if it was, like, so what?
I've eaten like 1,000 million dudes' ass. That's not true, but
1,000 million.
give or
Okay.
take.
Like she wanted to be on the Human Centipede.
So bad.
One in the back.
So bad. You have no idea how many times she auditioned for it. And they were like, girl, calm down. Calm down. You were here yesterday. And she's like, I know.
I want to be on the Human Centipede more than I want to be on Survivor, and that says a lot. So
Mhm.
When I say Costa Rica, I'd say like you
Costa
say here,
Rica,
Costa Rica.
Costa
Exactly.
Rica, dígalo
Like-
bien, Costa Rica,
No. Sorry.
Costa Rica,
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
Uh-huh.
No, Costa
But-
Rica.
No, fuck that. Carro rojo.
Ay, qué jaibo que es.
Como el jaibo que es.
Sí,
como
carro
mierda.
rojo. Carro rojo.
Carro rojo.
Carro rojo.
Carro rojo.
Carro rojo.
Carro rojo. Carro rojo. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Entonces, ¿qué, mae?
Entonces, ¿qué más?
Bunnies.
So anyways, Yeah. Thank
Uh,
you for being our guest. Thanks for taking time out of your day to chat with us.
Cool.
Hmm.
It's been fun.
Yes, it's been real. Learned a lot.
Yep.
Hmm.
So I look forward to seeing this new episode, I guess, and yeah, it's been fun. Make sure you throw in some of my comments about my girlfriend in case she sees it.
Oh yes, we'll put
She's
all of the
she's
comments.
she's probably gonna want to see me talking about her.
Oh no. Can't cut that out, Sophie. Did you hear that? You have to leave it.
Yep. I heard it.
Okay, but yeah. So
Okay. Thank you.
thank you, Arnold.
So
See you later. Bye.
well, that was really awkward for me.
Sorry.
No, I mean I expected it to be. I knew it was gonna be uncomfortable.
Did you learn anything from this or?
I think it was really nice to hear that we both know that we would never get back together and that we wouldn't work out. Like it's nice to know we're on the same page about that because I'm like now we can really like be friends.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I mean, as he said, it took him a while to get over me in the relationship. And like I said, it took me a while to get over the traumas of it. So I think now it's like, now I know for a fact we're both over all of it. I will always have love for him as a person. I'll always care about him like as a friend. So I think it was nice to get a little bit of kind of closure on all of it.
That's good. What a wild ride this episode was, but we will catch you next time and have a good rest of your day.
We are going to bring you what you wanted from the Instagram account. And if you don't follow us, I'll put it up on here. It's your X_ is here. And we did a poll recently. And so I know that based on the votes, you guys want to hear soon an episode about open relationships and monogamy. So we'll have that coming up. We have our guests lined up. And then I know you want to hear an episode about house party hookups. So we have that lined up as well. And a bunch of other cool themes. So we have that coming up, and do follow our Instagram so you can like vote on our polls and stuff. And don't forget to subscribe and like. I think that's how you do YouTube.
Like
and if you're listening, subscribe. Please rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. That helps us with the algorithms too. So that is helpful. Yeah. So I will see you next time.
Bye.